Evening to
Uh,
you.
Good evening. So our today's session is hi Paris. Our today's session is an introduction to content writing, and in it, I expect that we'll find quite a number of services we can offer uh, to our clients. As a VA, remember that you're supposed to niche down on your services, and I've been advising you guys to never say no to any opportunity you get. Um, the best thing to do is agreeing to a job, then finding a way to do it. And so far, so good. I've had some guys who've taken on a job. Uh, they did not know how to do it at the moment, but we went through it, or we outsourced to someone else. So that's how to think like a business person. So the most recent example is one of you yesterday was approached to create a business profile, and of course we'd gone through Canva, but uh, the member was not sure on how to create a business profile. So I told her to charge 10K, then they bargained here and there. Then finally they agreed to a figure slightly below 10. And we did the business profile yesterday for, I think, a max of 2 hours. That is just right after yesterday's class. So for those 2 hours, she got something close to 10K. And it's something which she could have let pass if she was not proactive enough to agree to take on the job. Now, the client has a lot of digital marketing needs, and I'm expecting that she'll get onboarded because the quality of the business profile she created was perfect. The business owner loved it. So, what I'm saying in a nutshell is let's be proactive. In case something comes up, feel free to message me. I'm almost available 24/7. Just message me that this potential client needs this and I don't know how to go about it. Then we'll get to know how we can do that. If it's something that has an simple learning curve, then we can do it. If it's something we need to outsource, then we get someone to do it at maybe half the price. Then you get the remaining half the money. Now, content writing is such a huge topic, and basically it's anything and everything uh, that you see online. Any content you see online started from content writing. So, content writing is the process of creating, planning, and editing content for the various digital platforms that we have. And the end goal is to educate, to engage, and to persuade the readers to do a specific task. And each content has its own goals, it has its own purpose, and I expect that if you're to take on any content writing job, you're supposed to get a clear answer on what the purpose is from the client. So the importance of content is that one, it drives brand awareness for the business. Now, the importance we are looking at here is on the business side. So it will drive the brand awareness of the brand, because if a brand is known for talking on a specific topic consistently, then anytime that topic comes up, that brand by default uh, is uh, it comes on top. Then the other advantage of content is that it builds credibility and trust. If you become a go-to source for information to your uh, potential clients, then they'll trust you and they'll view you as a credible source. Good content also improves search engine rankings, and we have a number of advantages of when you rank higher on search engines. Uh, the first one being you get traffic, which converts to sales. It will build your trust. So by improving the search engine rankings, then it will by default improve on the other factors. Content also engages with customers and it retains customers. There are some brands which they gain a followership or a loyal customer base just because of the content that they put across. So that's another importance. Then content can also be a source of leads and it can help you to convert clients. And a good example would be when you use your LinkedIn to post content that is relevant to your potential clients, then you will get leads. And leads are people who are interested in your services. Then content supports digital marketing efforts. Ideally, it's the backbone. It's everything is built from content. Then it will also encourage social sharing amongst your audience. Content is also a very cost-effective marketing tool, because most of the platforms where you will put your content, actually, yeah, most, not all, most are free. YouTube is free, LinkedIn, Facebook, name them. Then, of course, there are the paid ones like Medium. So most of them are free, and you have long-term goals, because if you write a blog, for example, today, which is November 2024, in the year 2027, someone could be reading that same blog you wrote today and could be interested in your service. So it's a long-term investment sort of, and it will also improve the customer experience of your customers. Now, here is where I want you to pay great attention, because from here is where you will either pick uh, your favorite, or uh, you can decide to be general. So uh, these are the types of contents or the content formats that you should be aware of. One, which is famous or most known, is blog writing. And blogs, these are based either on websites or on blog, yeah, websites. So it can be a general website or on a blog website. A blog website are those websites which are entirely made of blogs, nothing else. Then the normal websites where you have the homepage, contact us, and then you have the blog section. So that's one type of content format. The second one is article writing. Um, the major difference between article writing and blog writing is that article writing is researched, it's well researched, and it's in depth. So articles are um, there are things that you have to do research before writing. Blog writing could be just information, or the ones that you just give general advice, general information, and what have you. Then we have copywriting, which is also another type of content, and this is persuasive writing. You're trying to convince your reader to do a specific action. And we've gone through the introduction to copywriting. And you remember I said we use copywriting on almost any and every aspect of your life, whether you're applying for a job, whether you're creating your Upwork profile, Fiverr, whether you're writing a cover letter, whether you're talking to a person. By the if you're in an interview, then you use the copywriting uh, techniques, then you'll be viewed as a valuable potential employee. Another content format is social media writing. These are short posts that you do to Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, IG. So these are meant for people who are on social media, and most of them don't have the time to read a lengthy article or blog. So that's social media writing. Then there's technical writing. These are the complex technical concepts. For example, user manuals, guides, and these are things. If each and every content format we are going through is something you can sell. It's a service you can sell. So technical writing are like user manuals, guides, FAQs, product descriptions, and what have you, product specifications. Then we have creative writing, and this is on the marketing side of writing, where you use imagination, you use storytelling, and you're using creative writing to capture the attention of the reader. Then we have SEO. This is targeted at ranking on search engines. So it's optimized content, and it could be optimized blogs, optimized articles, optimized social media posts. So SEO kinds of marries to everything. Then we have product descriptions. These are type of copywriting because you're supposed to describe your product or service in a way that you're convincing the reader to buy or to subscribe or something. Then we have press releases. These are official announcements that you're releasing to the media, and people do sell this service. You write the press release with the aim of painting uh, your client in a positive way. Then we have case studies. Case studies are they are how do I say it? Case studies, for example, is when you do something. For example, say you write social media posts for a certain client. So your case study would be having their engagement metrics before you wrote them your content. Then you show the content that you wrote and the effect it had. So these are more directed on showing the problem that was solved, how it was solved, the solutions, And as a freelancer, you'll need to have your own case studies on the problems you have solved, on the solutions you've brought on board, and the results you've given to your previous employers. Then we have, sorry, then we have video script writing, majorly YouTube script writing. That's a major service you can sell. You can also do video sales letter. That's copywriting. So video script writing is writing scripts for videos. You can also write script for adverts. Um, that's a service you can sell. Then we have email newsletters. These are lengthy documents that are shared to an email list, tackling a specific theme, and it could be either monthly, mostly it's monthly, because it's lengthy and has a lot of content. So it's used to engage and to nurture your leads. Then we have white papers. These are authoritative, well-researched documents that talk on a specific topic to persuade readers. And it's always mostly used in the business-to-business market when a business is pitching to another business. Then we have ebook writing. These writing books, soft copies, and you find potential clients want to sell books, so they'll tell you they want you to write a romance book, and you agree on the deliverables and the pay. And it's always good for those people who have the imaginative touch, because if your story is really catchy, then you can sell a lot. And this service you can offer and you can use it for your own benefit. You can create your own books and sell them on Amazon. Then we have web content. This is any content that is placed on the website, and this ties to copywriting and SEO, because uh, a website should rank on search engines and should talk to potential clients. Then podcast scripts. These are like the YouTube scripts, but these are focused on audio shows. So for YouTube scripts, you also have the power to talk about the video effects or the scenes, but for audio, you're just talking about what is spoken. Then we have speech writing, either for formal or informal occasions, and these are short-term projects, uh, unless you are hired by a public speaker. But majorly, this is a short-term type of project. Then we have landing page content. This is a website page, which is always one page, which is aimed at converting potential customers. So a landing page falls under copywriting, and it needs to be a really compelling content. Then we have pamphlets and we have brochures. These are short but highly informative content about a brand, product, business, service, which you can use for offline marketing. And I remember I tasked you guys with creating your service flyers for your VA or for your freelancing services, and only a few of you have actually submitted the same. Then we have ghostwriting. Ghostwriting is writing on behalf of someone else. The only difference between this and blog writing or article writing is that you are not given the credits for ghostwriting. You are just a ghost who can write for the person hiring you. So for example, if you're writing for a doctor or a nurse or a lawyer, of course, the topics you're talking about are ultra specific, and you could be writing about maybe some treatment, and you're not a doctor. So what you'll do is ghostwriting so that the doctor can say they're the ones who wrote that content. So that is writing on behalf of someone else. Then we have legal writing. This is writing contracts, policies, terms, and conditions. And this can go hand in hand with technical writing. Now, that's all to do with the content formats. Um, you'll identify which ones you feel you can create portfolios on because, for example, social media, you can easily create like 20 social media posts, then make them into your portfolio items. In such a manner, you're creating a good portfolio. But for things like blogs, articles, then those are very lengthy and they're highly engaging content that needs time to write. So you will go through this. You can tell me which one you feel you can do or you are good at if already you have the skill. Then I can direct you on creating the portfolio for the specific content format. Now, I want us to look briefly at the writing process, and this will apply to all content writing formats. So the first thing is always to do the audience research. That is finding out who you are writing to or the person. The thought about social media. I'm saying for social media, it's easy for you to come up with like 20 social media posts in a short time. Unlike blogs or case studies, um, social media, you can just use ChatGPT, then refine them, then convert them into portfolio items, then post them on your socials, on your freelancing platform. So it makes it easy to build a large portfolio in a short time. For blogs, they take time because they have a process. You have to make sure that you're writing some really good content. Good. So you're saying the first step of the writing process is researching about your target audience. Who are you writing for? Who do you want to read your content? And the importance of doing audience research is that the content you're writing should and must resonate with them. Uh, if you're writing, for example, say I'm writing to new freelancers, then I use some heavy jargon words. I use some abbreviations they don't know. Uh, that is, if I did not do the audience research, then they would start reading and doubt if the content was even for them. And that's how you lose. But if you do your research well, you know that they are new to this and they are doing this, then you know the right words and the approach to use. Then the next step would be to do topic research. to find out as much as you can about the topic. Find what has been done by your competitors. Know what is involved and what is included in the top 10 results, for example, and you build on that. You find out the must have subtopics, and then you can change and build up on a better article or content. Then once you do the topic research, you have to see what your competitors are doing. How far or how deep are they talking about the content you're talking about? And then you should aim to be better. After knowing about the competitor, you do keyword research. And keyword research here is finding out, for example, if I was to find about say legal virtual assistants. So when doing keyword research, you should find out what are the major terms used by the top doing or the well-performing articles. For example, you see, I was searching for legal virtual assistants, but then here is another term that I should be using, virtual legal assistant. And then legal virtual assistant, virtual legal assistant. So you can see that virtual legal assistant seems to be more, yeah, actually it's appearing more even than legal virtual. So when you find out things like this, then you will reward your articles or the content you are writing. So based on the keyword research that you've done. Then as part of doing the topic research, you would have known if there are any trends, any emerging insights, any developments around the same topic. Then if need be, if you're doing maybe a complex topic, then you'll need to do some interviews or surveys to get real market data. Then from all the information you've gathered in all these steps, then you now bring them all in, structure your content, let your presentation be clear, have a good headline, and have a good conclusion. That's basically the skeleton of writing your content. So when you're understanding your audience, it's good to know the demographic analysis. That is knowing where they live, their age, their preference. You also try to read about their social media insights, how they hang out online, and other related things. Then, if need be, you can join uh, by creating some surveys or doing some interviews with them. That is, if, for example, the data you find available online is outdated, so you'll need to do your own market research. Now, this is just part of the writing process by categorizing into 3 steps. that's pre-writing. Then we have drafting. Then you revise and publish. So during the pre-writing phase, you generate your idea, select the topic you want to deal with, research about your audience, your competitors, and the market, then do a keyword research. And one major challenge in this step is what we call the writer's block. And the writer's block is a problem or a challenge where you cannot generate ideas, and you would be seeing an empty screen and you're confused on what to write. So the best way to do that is to start by generating the ideas, write the points so that you build on them instead of opening just a blank Word document and you want to start typing out the content straight from your head. It will give you a major challenge. So when you picked your topic, now generate a clear outline. And one very important tool when crafting your outline is your brain. For example, if I was to write about freelancing, then you put yourself in the mind of your potential reader, who is someone who wants to join freelancing. So think about what are the questions they might have and write them down progressively. So if it's about freelancing, for example, then I would think that they want to know what is freelancing, uh, how do they get paid, what do they sell, uh, and you see how you just break them down to things that will be impactful or important to them. Then you should structure your content. It should have an introduction, the body, and the conclusion. These are must-haves for every content, and you should also be aware of market trends. For example, currently, and for the past few years, when you're writing an article or a blog, let me say a blog, um, you write your introduction without indicating that it's an introduction. So uh, you don't you don't indicate that's an introduction. So just from the headline, uh, just write the introduction without writing. Okay. Now, after you've drafted, then you should define for clarity. And a good tool to use is the Hemingway editor. You copy your content, paste it there. Let's see. So the Hemingway editor is a free online tool which will grade your content according to reading level. So it comes like this. What is up? So for example, Let me find some content to post there. Okay, so I've copied some text. So I'll come here, select all, and paste. So I've pasted this. Okay, so you see for the readability, it has graded this as grade 10 level. It's telling me it's okay, but I should aim for grade 9. So I should break down the hard sentences, and then it will give me a breakdown here. That 2 of the 30 sentences are very hard to read, and it's highlighted. So if you read this aloud, they are translating that it's very hard to read. 5 of the 30 sentences are hard to read. Then I have 7 weakeners, 6 adverbs are well done, 1 use of passive voice, and 0 qualifiers. Then we have 2 words with so this is the Hemingway editor. 2 words have simpler alternatives. It's free to use. You don't create an account or what have you. You just come and paste your content there for free. So you can also consider having it. Okay, so use tools like Grammarly, Hemingway, or proofread manually. I advise that whatever content you've written, unless it's technical writing or some complex things, then try to read them aloud. It will help you pick on the rigid and not important stuff. Now we have some few key principles of effective content, and this also cuts across all. So one, your content should be simple. It should be understood by a 12-year-old, unless it's you're doing the technical writing. But if it's a social media post, it should be simple. By a quick just look at it, you should be able to pick what the content is all about. Use a catchy headline to stop the scroll. We looked at this in the copywriting class. The headline is what determines whether the reader can give you audience. So if your headline is boring, it's generic, then chances of someone clicking are very low. Then you should maintain a cohesive tone and style across your content. And this is majorly applicable for brands. And as a freelancer, you should build your own brand. So you should have a consistent tone and style across all your content. Then use visuals to break up images, to break up content, yeah, by using either images, infographics, and a recently upcoming trend is use of bold, underline, italics, bullet points, numbers, list, um, just to break down the junky text. It will help with the readability. So a few tips to help you enhance your writing. One, always have an outline before you start. That way you have an idea to build on. 2, focus on readability. Use short sentences, simple words, and active voice. 3, avoid plagiarism and ensure originality. This is avoid copy pasting directly from another source to your content to ensure your original and ensure you build that trust. Because if a client finds out you copied directly from a different source, then they will trust you less and you would be at a risk of losing your project. Always proofread and edit thoroughly. So the important tools for content writing, there's Grammarly. This is for grammar checks. Hemingway, this to know the readability of your content. Google Docs and Word are platforms for writing. Canva, this for visual content and graphics. Then SEMrush is for doing keyword research and SEO. We'll have, uh, we already did a practical session on Canva. Um, I'm having a schedule for a number of tools that we need to have an idea of. So we'll have that in schedule. That marks the very end of an introduction to content writing. If you already have an idea of what you'd want to do, what you'd want to write, what you'd want to sell in content writing, then of course I'm available to guide you through, because as you see, we have a very large list of formats, uh, and you can sell any. One thing that I always find interesting is sometimes you find some things online that people sell, and you are, I don't know which term to use, but you become astonished because some things you assume it's not something you can sell. But then if someone is willing to buy, why not sell? Duke.
My apologies. Aki nilisahau. Ndio nimetoka
Nikiwa
ndio nimetoka festival saa hii tu. Ndio naingia group napata wow, we had a class today.
ni Q&A. Do you have a question?
Wakati kwa Q&A. Leo nimemiss. Guy.
Yeah, but it's recording, so I hope you catch up.
Leo yenyewe my apology.
It's okay, it's okay. So from the rest of us, I welcome questions, concerns, comments. If you need some uh, enlightening, then I'm here. How different is it from academic writing? Academic writing is one very volatile field, and it's because it's illegal, sort of. Content writing is a legal form of doing work. Academic writing, you're helping students pass their academics. So that is, in a way, not the correct thing to do. And a major challenge with academic writing is that it's prone to uh, like battles. Sometimes you submit your work to a client, after they submit to their school and they pass, they come back and tell you they failed and such other shenanigans. So academic writing is not for the weak-hearted. Uh, we'd have a strong heart to focus on academic writing. And I don't know which rules you're talking about. Maybe you're talking about uh, the formatting for the academic writing. It doesn't apply here. Here we are focused on having conversational things. You don't, unless the client requests you, you don't quote where you got your content, unless it's a requirement. Because I mean, academic writing, you must reference. So for this, you don't. Yeah, for styles, no. Content writing has no style. In fact, uh, in whichever form it comes, then you just submit. Because, for example, if you're writing a blog, you could decide to write a blog in the form of a story. You could decide to write it in the form of a research article. So there are no formulas here or styles. No, we don't include references unless it's a requirement. Your client could ask you to write the references or the sources. Um, what I always love doing with my clients, though, is, for example, if I'm advising them on any website change they should do, is referring them to their competitors. So, for example, if a client has a website on what, say on tours and travels, then I would, so when I'm prospecting, I would tell them that your homepage should have uh, December offers. It should have your best selling offers. It should have your best tours. Uh, your about us should have this and this. Then I would end by saying, I picked the motivation from your competitors, this and this and this. And those competitors should be doing better than them so that they are aiming at becoming better. So we don't have references, we don't have styles in content writing. Any other question? Thanks, Pauline. I think I saw your message. Anyone else with a question? Yes, I'm Melissa. Or you've put down your hand as quick as you raised it. Anyone else with a question? Or do I take it to mean that we've all understood? And so thank you, Annalise. I'll be uploading this presentation on our shared folders shortly, and I'll have a supporting document to help you understand the different formats better. So thanks for me. Thanks, Sharon. Um, Going forward, be open-minded. Um, just pick on any of them which you feel is simple. I think I should also include examples for each. Yes, I will do that. So that it can be easy for you to find out. Mary, you raised your hand. Mary Curie. I'm a left Rudy. Mama left hand. Thanks, Sophia. Yes, Nevian.
I've seen a question that has been asked about the writing style, whether you are using the APA style search. I've not.
Yeah.
Have you answered it? Maybe.
Yes, I have. I said in content writing, we don't have any style.
Yeah.
We don't include references unless
Yeah.
your client requests for them. Because um, content writing is um, it's a changing industry. It's not something that is cast on stone. So we don't have a definitive formula, for example, for writing blogs. So we just seek motivation from the best performing blogs. We do our own research, then we write our own new. So we don't have any styles and we don't include references. Thanks, Valerie. So I have a recording for this. I just hope it picked audio and video. So there being no other agenda, visitors leave at their own pleasure. Have a good night. Thanks for your time. If you need any assistance, I'm always available. Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Right.
Good night. Good night. Good
Thank
night,
you. Good
Gigi.
night.
Thank you. Thanks, Fresha. Thanks, Margaret. Thanks, Esther.
Good night.
Good night, Fred. Good night, Patience. Faith, thank you. Thanks, Pauline. Duke hata uko na nguvu ya kusema good night. Lea, good night. Sawa, utapata notes. Okay, bye guys. Good night, Richie. Sawa, Saradilia. Thanks, Stella. Toodles.